So we're sitting here with my longtime friends Greg and Marie, and we've known each other, I don't know, close to 10 years, I think.
Yeah, about 2013, something like that.
Something like that. And at the time that we met, you guys were sleeping in the streets.
Yeah, that's right.
How long were you guys sleeping in the streets of Oakland?
10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
10 years.
10 long years.
Wow. And that was one of the big issues, which still has never been addressed.
No, it
is
hasn't.
the issue, Marie, of your disability, which you were finally awarded.
Awarded the money, then all of a sudden on Halloween, just sets it back for no reason at all.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I was mad, bad, crying, disappointed because I thought I was this money. We were looking for the police. We were so excited.
Right. And that issue has never been addressed, except, we tried to address it, but nobody else has really
addressed it.
Right. So how do you see the situation for homeless people in general here in Oakland?
Well, the first thing they should attack is the mental illness people out there.
Is the what?
The mental illness people. Because they need 24-hour service.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't need to be outside.
Mm-hmm.
At all.
Yeah, I know what she's saying is, by us being experienced being living outdoors, we have sit there and ate next to it in the places that we go eat as City Team, Open Door Mission, and seeing people that lived outdoors that have mental illness problems.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times these people will not eat from your hand. They will eat from the garbage can.
You put it in the garbage can so they come back to get it.
Back and get it.
Let me ask you this. I've always felt like just having to live and sleep in the streets in a city, that in itself can cause mental illness.
Yeah, this do cause mental illness like that too.
Yeah, during the time we experienced and we just seen so many different personalities of people, and you have people that they refuse to go back inside of a building because a lot of trauma they experienced. The building, the apartment got caught on fire, the house got caught on fire, they lost their family members, and bad experience. Mm-hmm. And they refused. Their parents died, and they refused to go back because it's a nightmare to them entering a building, and they rather live outdoors than live in. And you might see these people like during the daytime, they're all covered up, laying down on the grass, and with layers of clothes on them. But at nighttime they'll come out, because
trying to get something to eat.
Get something because it's less seen, And so you have to remember something's wrong with that picture. So a lot of people that's out there, they're not on drugs. Everybody's not on drugs. People out there for different reasons. Like I said, mental illness. They get mistreated at these facilities that they stay at, these halfway houses that they put them at, and which, actually, me and Marie actually went to put ourselves through that just to see what it's like. Mm-hmm. And you have like 5 to 6 people in one room with bunk beds.
They charge them $800 a piece.
$800 a piece.
Bunk beds.
Yeah. So
about 4 of them. 4 of them. In one room.
So what is this, like some non-profit does
right.
this?
Yeah. Right.
So they're just making money off of the homeless.
Right,
yes.
Because you got to remember when these people go, when 911's called and these people are having a depression, mental breakdown, they take them up to John George
for about 72 hours.
For 72-hour evaluation, and that means that they determine if they're safe to themselves or to others to go back out. Are they a danger? And 9 out of 10, what they do, they find them places to go because they're on disability, and they find them a place to go. And these are places mainly are so-called Christian places that provides these places for them. So what they do, they have these houses that they rent out, and they fill them up with mental illness people. And what they do, they become their payee.
Right.
And So you can imagine they pay, they get their food and their money and their food stamp. But what they do, they go to the food banks, to these churches, get the free food and feed them off of that.
And keep the food stamps for themselves.
And food stamps and the money for themselves. So you can imagine giving a kid, giving them $10 a month for a pack of cigarettes. Right. And you see them out there on the ground
picking up cigarette
butts and stuff, and asking for change. And you be like, wow. Why is they out here like that?
Because me and Greg went to one of them and said, hey, we're going to two of them. Mm-hmm. It's no women there, but a whole bunch of men walking around with their shorts on.
Right.
With no clothes on, so the boss shorts.
Right. And this is something that's been overlooked.
And it's just money making.
Right, exactly. And it's perfectly legal because you got a person that's been illness and they're not in their right mind. So John George and them and Villa Fairmount can only keep them up to a certain amount of months. So they have to go somewhere. So you got these so-called people that puts them up in these houses that they rent out.
They want all your money, all your food, because there's one man in there cooking.
Right.
So what do you think a mayor and a city council of Oakland that was really for working class people, by which I mean also people who are sleeping in the streets, what do you think such a mayor and the city council could do?
Well, number one, I feel that where the problem is with the income and being homeless, see, I believe that we can house a lot of people. They're building these shared housing that they're putting people in different districts. If you notice around Oakland, you see them in different districts. Yeah. Well, how about putting these people, people that's on GA, that's the lowest income that you can have. Mm-hmm.
They can't find no place for $336 a month.
Right.
What they go find something like that?
Right.
But they still build condominiums. And for rich people, not for poor people.
Right.
So I feel that that's where they should start, from the lowest income through the county that they get. And what they can do, John, is really, I really believe that they can raise the money up a little bit. And what they can do is put the people put them to work, raise their money up, pay their rent for them, put them in these transition programs, and these shared housing and then put them working with the city, the county, and the park and recreation, cleaning the parks, cleaning the streets and stuff. And then they're responsible. They're going out and work. They got income. Their rent is automatically getting paid through the county because they're taking it off their assistants. Each man make sure their rent gets paid.
They might end up hiring people on the streets.
Exactly. So they're getting experience, like she said. They're getting experience. So when a company is hiring, they're already getting their experience working there.
So now here's one thing. So the city, like all cities, they've laid off dozens, maybe hundreds of people, for instance, for the Parks Department.
Yeah.
So why not hire them? Not on some special program for $8 an hour or something like that, but hire them as regular full-time workers, making 20-something or 30-something an hour plus full benefits, just as regular workers like everybody else.
Yeah.
Right. And that's the thing about it. Being on like county assistance and everything, they can go out. They used to have a thing called Dress for Success back in the days. And what they would do is the county would dress you for a job interview, that they help you with the job and unemployment. They help you go to these job interviews.
That's why I got my first job like that.
And they need to bring programs like that back. Where you're going to school, you're learning how to do a resume and a cover letter. You're learning how to, when you go to an interview, how to properly dress and how to properly talk. You're learning how to fill out application and learn how to dress for the type of job that you want, and learn how to express yourself and talk about when you're being interviewed for your orientation. And they need training, and it has to start there. That's one of the places they have to be at. Start for these people to be able to understand and conflict with them, to be able to get a job. So But if you don't start, you got to start from the people that's on general assistance. That's the lowest income. Mm-hmm. And like I said, working with the county and the state and city, cleaning the street like they used to do. They used to do that. But you remember back in the 80s and the 70s, they used to do that. And they cut those programs out.
Right. Well, like I said, I think rather than a special program that hires, people on GA for sub-minimum wage or something, hire them as full city workers
And that's the goal.
full pay.
That's the goal.
Not the goal. That is what.
It should start from the beginning.
Not start at something like $8 an hour and no benefits, but start under the full union contract with the full union benefits. I think the city that we should mandate a $28 an hour minimum wage plus full benefits.
And then getting the training, the experience.
Right.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about when we first met and like our experience together.
When we first met, we had trouble with that security guard, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Right.
So when we first met, me and Marie, we thought that the beautiful place to sit at is in Jekyll Square, looking at the water, looking across the water and stuff. And one of the things that we did, we was always to ourselves. We didn't bother nobody. It's just our appearance and what the things that we had around us, which was our basket, because everything that we owned was in that basket.
Right.
And Jekyll Square is a very popular place here in Oakland. You hear a lot of tourists that come through, a lot of people that have good jobs and stuff that comes through there. Well, these are the type of people that come through and speak and say hello.
Okay.
We never panhandle, ask nobody for. We stick their mind our business. People would come up to us and ask us, "Well, we okay? We all right?" But they had these security guards who knew that we was out there and was homeless. So every time that there was something, event going on that they was going to have, and it was going to bring in a lot of money to the waterfront.
But we have to move.
We have to get out of sight, out of mind. It's like you're important people are coming, so we need you guys to go hide somewhere.
I thought we were important people too.
Exactly.
Exactly what we said. We are important people too. So one particular time, when you passed by, because we had known you before, and you and your wife and the dogs can walk past
And say hi to
and
us
say
all the
hi
time.
to us, and you just happened to be coming to around the same time you normally be coming, and you stopped and you noticed the security guard
Then
talking
you
with
put
us.
on your phone and start filming it.
Filming us.
That's the one thing I remember about it.
Ricardo was with us at
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
Ricardo.
right.
Ricardo was with us at the time, and you're hearing the guards how he's harassing us, and we're not causing no problems, and and so with that, that's how we met, and we really appreciate you reaching out and got in contact with the authorities down there to for a letter of apology. I think we had problems with them 2 more times after
After that.
Right,
too.
that's right. Yeah. So, as you know, I'm running for mayor in the city of Oakland, and I'm not running as part of the establishment or anything like that. I'm running as a candidate for the working class, and I include in the working class the homeless, people who are sleeping in the streets. So what do you think, based on what you know of me and everything, what do you think of a campaign like that for myself?
It sounds good to me. Yeah, you should go for it,
Yeah, because
You know a lot of things about homeless people and on us.
you have a very understanding approach about things that needs to be addressed. That's been overlooked and looks and hey, you need to back up a little bit. You remember when this was told it was going to be such and such a thing, and now you got these scam real estaters that's coming here trying to put up some of the cheaper delusion here. That's not going to work. What about the people that's been working for years? They got 15 to 20 years experience, working down there as a shoreman. What about them? Where are they going to go? So it's not the point that you're against against it. You're against how they're designing it
Right.
to take people out of work. But then you're saying that it's going to put a lot of people to work, but you're missing the whole point. The whole point is you're taking people that's been working
for 30, 40 years right there.
away
Right.
from them.
Right.
And so where are they going to go? So how about if you move that ballpark,
So where else?
next to the Coliseum, where's that?
Right.
Is it all about y'all just want that waterfront because the Giants got one on the other side?
Right, and the real estate value and stuff.
Right.
So I've committed myself to a lot of things in my campaign, and here's one more commitment I'm going to make. When I get elected mayor of Oakland, every new official has to be sworn in into office. And usually it's by some important, respectable, in quotes, people dressed in a suit and tie. When I get sworn in as mayor of the city of Oakland, it's going to be Greg and Marie that swear me in.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
All right.